hoping you have had a fantastic day. I think by now you know the drill that every single day from 6:30 to 7 p.m. we give you an update of some of the games that were played. The following are just some of the games that were played yesterday. That is Cameroon versus Ethiopia. The scoreline was 4-1. Cape Verde versus Burkina Faso. The game ended 1-0 in favor of Burkina Faso. So the teams continue into the second round of the group matches. My name is Nashon Oano and welcome to the CAF AFCON highlights. Joining me in studio once again is our resident African football analyst, that is Eric Shilenge, and you are here to break down the game between Cameroon and Ethiopia. Shilenge, welcome again to this particular show. Always nice having you here, man.
Yeah, thank you, Nashon.
And now we are here finally after a while in the AFCON competition. We are now talking about goals in the tournament. The indomitable Lions finally roll back into action and they clawed the Ethiopian side 4-1. Very quickly, your take on that particular match. A scoreline you expected probably?
Possibly yes, because as I said earlier before the game, Cameroon were going to play lowly ranked teams in the competition. In Ethiopia, they're one of the very low sides coming to the competition, and expected them to make work light out of Ethiopia, which they did. However, I can say it's one of the best games again I've watched after Egypt playing Nigeria. This has been also another game, a game of so many chances, end-to-end attack, and Ethiopia made it very entertaining encounter, trying to score against Cameroon. However, they made a very big mistake, allowing Cameroon to come back into the game and really break loose, score many goals in a short time. I think they should have done better in terms of containing them, in terms of keeping their lead, in terms of stabilizing the game just after scoring the first goal, but they failed to do that. And in many cases, when you do that against these big boys, you get punished. Yeah.
I think one thing that probably watching that game, I think what Cameroon wanted to do in that particular game was to assert their dominance. They're like, you know, we have been here before and we are former champions, but we still haven't lost our energy. Shilanje, one thing that is good in the Cameroon side is that now apparently they're the ones who are holding the leading goal scorer in the tournament.
I think it's something good. We were talking about that earlier. I was saying this tournament is lacking goals, but thanks to Cameroon, Vincent Abubakar has now 3 goals. Kamba Etoko also has 2 goals. Both of them scored yesterday. And I think it's a good sign going forward into this tournament that we can really see goals, we can see an entertaining game as we expected. However, Ethiopia provided a very huge scare to Cameroon. You see, they were hosts, and going down within 4 minutes was a really big scare. If Ethiopia could have held to that and maybe converted their preceding chances, I think Cameroon were going to be in a big trouble. But Ethiopia really let them lose to come back into the game.
Okay, the tables kind of changed when Ethiopia scored that particular goal. I mean, looking at that scoreline after the first goal was scored, which part do you think the Ethiopian side started lacking after they scored the goal? Do you think their tactics changed, or what made them to concede more goals after that? Because at some point I thought that they had Cameroon on counter, at least for most of the chances that they got. But then after that first goal, they kind of like lost control of things.
This is one of the problems that are really facing the small teams. I can call them the small teams in this tournament, that in their moments in the game where they get carried away, the same way Ethiopia did, when they had the goal, they feel now they are at the same level with Cameroon. They were now possessing the ball, trying things that maybe they're not used to, just because they also had a goal, which really ended up punishing them. Because when you are playing these big teams, if you have a chance to beat them, just do it. Don't hesitate. Don't blink twice. That's what Ethiopia did. When they were in the better moments of the game, which was in the first half, I think they had more goals in them. If they could just focused on the game, they could not drop their heads. They could have scored another goal or even two, which could have broken Cameroon completely. But for them, dropping their heads, being carried away, starting to enjoy the game and forgetting their ambition is what really let them down and allowed Cameroon. Once Cameroon scored the second goal, it was over. There's no way Ethiopia was going to come back in that game.
Yeah.
None.
So the dominance was exerted well enough.
Yeah, just a goal was enough to break down Ethiopia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looking at the table in terms of the teams that are actually in terms of the goals that have been scored in the tournament, a total of 18 goals have been scored so far. And as I mentioned, the leading goal scorer in the tournament is Vincent Abubakar from Cameroon, and followed by Karl Toko Ekambi, who's who's following up that one with particular 2 goals, you know. And looking at the assists, apparently Cameroon are also still leading in the tally of the assists, because Collins Fai is still the one who has the highest number of assists. I think we had this conversation off air in terms of not many people are really seeing Cameroon as favorites of this tournament. Do you think Algeria have a reason to be scared?
They should be. They should be. The first game Algeria played against Sierra Leone, another Minos, they were really given a hard time. They weren't able to score. I think Sierra Leone gave them really so many troubles. And going into the second game, I think their confidence has to be in trouble. Not as Cameroon, who won their first game. That's why I told you that good teams, they need to win, whether they're playing good or bad. They need the points. That's what has worked for Cameroon, because they won their first game. Though they didn't play well against Burkina Faso, it led to many people doubting their potential. Yes, but now the Ethiopia game has really brought them out, just to show that yes, they didn't play well in the first game, but in the second game they are there to do their job. And going deep into the tournament, I feel their confidence will grow. Their game will actually also grow, and they might also now really trouble then their next opponents going to the next phase, because they've already qualified for the second round
of the competition.
Yes.
Speaking about Burkina Faso, they're not an easy team, you know, in the tournament. They're a very strong team. So where does that one put their qualifying chances? Because now they've lost to Cameroon in the first game. How do you fancy the chances of Burkina Faso as a team?
I give them a chance to qualify as the runners-up of the group, because they lost the first game against Cameroon, but they had a very good performance. The second game, they won against Cape Verde. And going to the third game, they are going to meet Ethiopia, who are Minos, who are number last in the group, and Cape Verde is going to face Cameroon. So I think the biggest pressure now here now is on Cape Verde. Can they get a result against Cameroon? But for Burkina Faso, they are in safe hands. They can get a draw against Ethiopia. They are safe. Or if they get a win, the 3 points, well enough, they'll have done the job. So for Burkina Faso, they are in good position going to the final game as against the chances of Cape Verde.
Okay, interesting you mentioned that, because I was going next to the Burkinabes versus Burkina Faso versus Cape Verde. I just wanted quickly to get your analysis of that particular game. How do you think the odds stack up on this particular game? Because Cape Verde is not... They're also not going down without a fight. Yeah,
for this one, Burkina Faso deployed the similar tactics they played against Cameroon. High pressing, intensity, a lot of energy into the game. And since the same tactics worked against a well opponent in terms of Cameroon, Cape Verde were not able to match the prowess of Burkina Faso. Remember, they are finalists in 2013, so they come in with a lot of experience, with a lot of potential, and when you play against a team like Cape Verde, who are yet to stamp any authority in Africa Cup of Nations, you have a big chance, and when their chance came, they took it. Similar goal, a cross and a header. And they won that game.
Okay. Interesting to mention that one of the leading goal scorers in the Cape Verde team, that is Julio Tavares, is also among the top goal scorers in the list. You know, he's already in the tally there. He's the third top goal scorer in that particular tally of the top goal scorers in the AFCON tournament. Shilenje, very quickly as we wrap up this discussion, your predictions for the Burkina Faso versus the Cape Verde game?
Burkina Faso, Cape Verde?
Yeah.
I think we are already done with that.
Oh, wait.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe we can look at Malawi today playing Zimbabwe. That is a South derby. They played around around 40, yeah, around 40 to around 60 games, because Zimbabwe have won 20, they have lost 18 and drawn 19 against Malawi, so it is a very closely contested game. I expect it to be very entertaining. Zimbabwe have a lot of confidence coming into this game, and I expect them to win against Malawi. Yes.
The other games which are coming on this weekend, which we're going to be talking about in our next analysis of the AFCON tournament. Well, Shilenje, thank you so much for the time. I think we're going to be having another discussion into the games that will be coming on this weekend. Well, that's all the time that we had on AFCON Highlights. See you next time. Same place.